Welcome to this new episode of LMI Pro. So today I'm gonna go and make a little bit, comparison between two IDs that actually impressed me. First of all, the ID 103 because they're doing so far good, both of them. And the second ID is the ID 10. Okay, let me just type here and view that. You guys will see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna share with you also how so far I make the comparison regarding the total amount, the BNBs, the number of participants so far in these two programs as well. What's the difference between the X3 program of both the IDs and the X4 as well? Alright, so first, you guys can check here. There are actually 4 participants, ID 103, okay, and here ID 10, 13 participants. And if you check here, the amount is so close. This guy has actually 103 has 122 BNB, and the other side, the ID 10 has 123.72 BNB. You see, it's very close, only almost 1 BNB difference. Okay, that's why you see also the value very tight here, 38,000, almost 39. Here's $39,145. Okay, but so far this ID is doing great. Okay, not being judgmental, but just that's my opinion. You can see here, because there are only 4 participants and still having all these BNBs. And here this guy had 13 guys working very hard actively and got almost the same amount here. So, and also to let you know that the current BNB, okay, as of now it's $316.319. that is the value of 1 BNB as of today. So now let me go to the 2 programs and show you. You guys will understand actually here why, as far as these guys, the ID number 103 is very far from the ID 10, comparing to the top. When you're talking about the top IDs here, it's very far from the 10, because it's literally more than almost 100 differences, but still they're very tight. So the difference will be here on those 2 programs. Let's start with the X3 program. You guys can see here in X3 for the ID 103, it got here 107 BNB, and ID 10 has only 65 BNB. That means the ID 10 3, which is actually 103, is working harder in the X3 program than this guy. And that means also he has more active guys, more active leaders on his downliners comparing to the ID 10. Okay, that's why you see here this huge difference. But what the ID 10 did here, it made a huge difference by activating more slots in the X4 program than this guy, the ID 103. That's why he got here 57 BNB in X3 program. That means he had a massive spillovers and overflows and reward and stuff straight to his wallet, because this is actually a non-working program, the X4, but this guy is getting more profit here than the ID 003. Okay, it's still also doing something. We got here 15 BNB, which is actually 4,700 BNB USD. Alright, but this guy here so far is getting 18,000 in only the X4 program. That is so huge. And let me just open the X3 program of both of them first. Okay, as I said, the first thing to notice that both of them, they activated all the 12 slots. Okay, the 12 level are all activated. Now the difference will be, let me start with this guy 103, as long as he's earning more in X3 than the the ID 10. So why? It's pretty simple. Okay, he got here 10 participants in the first slot, but this guy has here 42 participants with 14 reinvest. You guys can see that 14 reinvest, and that's why I think the difference here will be here all the slots are working here, but here only 10 slots are working. There are 2 more slots that are actually activated, but no, none of these 2 slots are filled. That's why you can see here 0 participant, 0 reinvest, here also 0 participant, 0 reinvest. But the 2 guys here that filled the 12, that's what made the difference between this guy and this guy, and that's why you got also more profit here on this wallet comparing to the ID10. So it's not only about the number of participants, but it's also about the number of slots actually working. Okay, that's what I want to share with you guys, because when we go with the number of participants, this guy would have beaten this guy here on the first slot on that X-ray program, because he got here 14 reinvest and 42 participant. This guy only turned participant with 3 reinvest, so there is no comparison. Alright, so let me just jump into the X4 program and show you guys. Actually, both of them activated 9 slots each. Okay, 9 slots here for the ID10, 9 slots also here for the ID003. But the difference here, why the ID10 is earning more here in the X4 program, is that here we can say both of them, they are the same number of slots activated. So the difference will be which slot is working, is having more spillovers and overflows. And as you guys can see here, there are actually 68 participants here in the first slot, and 11 reinvest. You see how huge it is here, but this guy has only 70 participants with 2 reinvest. So obviously the ID10 is gonna have more income directly to his wallet comparing to this guy. Okay, that's what you should understand here, because the other slot actually they are almost the same here, 2 participants in each in both these 2 guys ID. This guy is also the ID003 has 2 participants in each, but the difference is the first slot, when you register for the first time, he activate, when we say we always say that it's gonna be activated simultaneously, the X3 and the X4, and then 0.025 is gonna go in each the program, activate the first slot for you. And also now he brought a lot of people here, so it's having a lot of spillovers and non-working profits. Okay, that's pretty simple what you should just understand by that, and see how it's very important to have more slots open, and also to have more participants on your first slot. Very important. When this is gonna be filled, the second level also is gonna be the same. That's gonna bring you, can you imagine, for example, this guy have 68 here in the first slot. If you get here almost half of these on the second level, third level, up to 6th level, this guy will have million. Very soon it's gonna be having million of dollars. That's how you can be millionaire. Okay, so that means in the future this guy is gonna be starting with the second level, feed them, third. So as long as the time is going, it's gonna go and feed them, and it's gonna be richer and richer again. That's what you should understand. Alright, so if you like this video, drop a thumbs up and go to the comment section, ask any question you want. We'll be there to answer you. And catch you later on with another video, and I'm out.